Hello classmates, I chose the topic blood coagulation. We more commonly refer to that as blood clotting, so that's what I'm going to teach you about today. But before we jump right into that, let's go back a little bit and let's talk about what blood really is. So blood's made up of 45% formed elements and 55% plasma. Let's talk about that plasma first. Plasma is a straw-colored fluid and it's made up of about 7 to 8% proteins. Some of those important proteins are albumin, your 3 types of globulin, which are alpha, beta, and gamma, and fibrinogen. For the purposes of this assignment, fibrinogen's really the only one that's important to blood clotting, so it's the only one I'm going to really talk about. Fibrinogen is later converted to fibrin, and that fibrin is really important in creating the mesh that's going to hold those platelets together and create that platelet plug. Now that we've talked about the plasma, let's talk about 3 formed elements. Those 3 formed elements are erythrocytes, leukocytes, and thrombocytes. Again, for the purposes of this assignment, thrombocytes are really the only important ones to clotting. Thrombocytes are the smallest of the formed elements. So they're important because they're not big enough to break through the mesh. They're just the right size to get caught in it and help form that clot. Blood clotting takes place whenever there's damage to a vessel. That causes vasoconstriction, formation of the platelet plug, and formation of that fibrin protein web. After the damage is caused to the endothelium, platelets bind to collagen, the von Willebrand factor is secreted, and it helps hold all those platelets in place. Those platelets will recruit more platelets to the damaged area, and this creates the platelet plug. There are really 2 different types of clotting. You have intrinsic clotting when you have internal damage. When this happens, the clotting factor 7 will be secreted from the liver, and it will help solve the problem. However, extrinsic clotting is whenever you have damage, enough damage to make you bleed. When you're bleeding, if you think about it, your body's trying to maintain homeostasis, and it can't do that if you're bleeding out. So the path is going to be more direct. It's going to secrete factor 3, which is going to get there quicker. Alright, so here's a model of what our blood vessel is going to look like on the inside. This is the lumen. This is where everything flows. So when there's damage, like right here, we're really going to have 4 steps that really help clot the area. So number 1, when this collagen right here is exposed, it's going to bind with the active platelets. So got these active platelets right here. It's going to bind with them. Then there's going to be a release of platelet factors from the endothelium. And those factors are going to attract more platelets. So we'll call those factors. They're going to attract more platelets. And those platelets will aggregate into the platelet plug. So they'll come down here. And they'll start filling up that area until you have a nice clot. And that is blood coagulation. Thank you for watching.